today is a guy that was our chairman of the board several years ago, and a fantastic guy, but even better than that, a wonderful friend and a business leader. And it's Ryan Scott, who's the general manager of Randy Marion Automotive.
Hey, Ryan. Hey. Well, I was looking around to see who we were talking about. But, I'm very honored.
Looking at you, bud.
He's trying to get another deal on another car.
That's it.
We're dealing.
Yeah, these headphones are getting bigger on this big head here. I am glad to be here, and we are glad to be that top sponsor for the show for the meeting coming up next week. And Randy Marion Automotive Group is just continuing to grow in Iredell County, and it just seemed to be a great fit for this year.
So that's interesting, Ryan. I mean, Randy Marion obviously is a well-known name in Iredell County, certainly with the positioning in Mooresville, but Randy's foray into Statesville began
about mid-year 2012 with the Chevrolet store here, and then just, we've experienced tremendous growth. Randy's just a tremendous, great dealer, great man, just a great friend, and a great supporter of all the employees when he came to Statesville. And mid-year last year, 2014, actually we got the Ford store here in Statesville. So two major footprints now in Statesville with Randy's name on it, and it's just the community has embraced it, growing, just moving right up the 77 corridor from Mooresville, and he started there a little over 25 years ago, and look where he is today.
Ryan, it's interesting because you say the community has embraced him, but I know it a little bit differently where he has embraced the community.
Absolutely.
He's the kind of guy that, for example, when I'm putting together the small business a kickoff week event, that we pick up the phone and call and say, hey, can we? And before you get it out of your mouth, yeah, sure, I'll be more than happy to help.
That's Randy.
He is that guy.
He is that guy. Yeah. If it makes sense and is community driven and minded and will support the community, he's like, yeah, sign me up.
And that really matters.
I actually can't think of another business owner that has more exposure, is branded more as a community supporter. Because like Norman Chamber, I mean, they got the Randy Marion room. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. He's
well, it's all the community. I mean, from Visit Lake Norman all the way through to Statesville, he really does try and get involved as much as he possibly can. And it really is something that's very important to him.
Absolutely.
And as people like Wayne and I that are around and surround ourselves with small business people, we realize we need this big business guy. And I know Randy, he gets embarrassed and wouldn't like to be called a business guy, but he has grown to that level, right?
Right. And what he's always saying is, Randy Marion is my name, but it's also a brand. He said the employees make Randy Marion that brand, and he's very humble about it. And the over 400 employees in Randy Marion Automotive, they're dear to his heart. He realizes that.
Well, my point is that really we small business people look up to men that have receive this level of success.
Absolutely,
and so
because he had to start small at some point.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
And I guarantee back to the first part of the show, he's probably 24/7 on this, and he wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm sure, figuring out how we're going to get rid of these cars and trucks sitting around, as I do as well. So
I'm sure you do. Now, you said you've been with him ever since he started in Statesville.
2012. I was with the Chevrolet store here, and when he bought that store, stayed on with him, and fortunate enough to be the GM for that store. And when we got Ford across town in 2014, he just kind of added that to the plate, and it's been a great fit.
Now, Ryan, I'm dying to know this. How does that work? What responsibility does a GM actually have? I mean, do you run the show, or somebody picking up the phone, calling you every day saying, this is what I want you to do? How much autonomy do you have to actually run this business?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. And since I've been here in the Statesville area selling since 91, I've got a lot of customers that still call me. Unfortunately, I'm getting further removed from what I like to do, which is sell cars, because I'm having to deal with employees, make sure they're taken care of at the store, make sure inventories are right, make sure our customers are taken care of down through the channels of our employees, and making sure we've got those top-notch employees in place and trained to do what they should do for our customers. And so it is a little different. It's a fun challenge for me. I enjoy it. The past 2 days I've been out of the store because I've had to go to factory meetings. So one for Ford on Tuesday and one for or on Wednesday was Ford and yesterday was Lincoln. So I'm not in the store as much as I used to be sometimes, and that's just kind of part of it
right.
as well.
I'm curious because I drive through your lots and I see hundreds and hundreds of cars.
Yeah.
Somebody is choosing those cars, those makes, those models, those
Right.
colors.
Right.
How do you do that? Because it's not like a small retail guy who can buy a $10 item and if it doesn't sell, oh well, it's no big deal. You're buying, $30,000 automobiles.
Yeah, I mean, you do get some guidance and kind of some quick turn type facts from the manufacturers to kind of know what to order, and just your knowledge of the industry and knowledge of your product. You do know what to click on when you're placing orders. So. I don't order Mary Kay Pink on a lot of things, even though we are a sponsor of them and they do get cars through us, but I don't stock that kind of stuff. And, you do have to just be sensible and know your market. And that's something I've learned in the last year and a half with Ford because I used to kind of sell against Ford. Now I'm with Ford, and learning that product has been a challenge. And we've got some great guys over there that have stayed on with that store. Randy bought it, and we couldn't run that store without them. So it's that expertise. You just kind of learn it as you evolve through the years, and you just keep growing with it.
Talk a little bit about, I know Randy, and believe me, I'm not talking like he's my best friend,
Yeah.
but I know him in a sense that the people he's hiring, he puts himself around, are just simply top notch. How does that translate to you as the manager? Because if you bring somebody on board, they now represent him.
Yeah, Joe, it's we can attract higher caliber people that know the industry basically because, again, his brand, his name. They've seen the success, they want to be part of that success. So when I'm looking for somebody, I've got several people to kind of choose from that are high caliber. So that does make a
that's
difference.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
an interesting take on that.
Yeah. So it does make a difference, and it's we do have the Randy Marion way. We do have we got so many stores, but they all have that same process, and that's what we have. If somebody's been in a store maybe 20 years, we got some of those bad habits to break. Maybe that they're not quite doing it the way we want to do it because we are customer driven, and that's. We want to sell that next car, but we also want to make a friend along the way with that customer.
You understand, you're not here just because of Randy Marion. David told me that he's bought so many cars from you.
He has. Yeah.
And to be honest, he has taught me, like we said earlier, that the best way to buy a car is to buy a car from somebody that you know and respect.
Talk about that, because I find that to be so true, but I don't think people really grasp what it is they need to look for when they're doing that.
Well, so Joe, I'm not technically savvy, right? So somebody can say that this is a V6 or a V15 or whatever, how many V's it might have.
V26.
But what I want to know is the car going to run? Is it an effective, efficient, economical car? And so I look to somebody that I trust and really respect to be able to tell me, yes, it is. And so with Ryan, and with several others, but particularly with Ryan, I know that I can go to him and say, Ryan, my child is turning 16 years old. I've got $5,000 I want to invest in a car. I'll give you 6 weeks to try to come up with an option. And he's done it every time. The one time that we didn't buy a vehicle from Ryan, it didn't work out very well. And so,
what'd you do? Put some sugar in the tank or something, Ryan?
No, because I traded for it.
That's exactly right.
That's
actually,
it.
Good point.
Yeah.
So it's
So he stuck you with the car.
I think I've still got it on the back lot.
oh boy. Well, here we go. So no, it's and to echo, we're talking about Randy Marion and the quality of the folks that he has. The fact that when Randy bought the dealership here, or acquired the dealership, the Chevy dealership up here, I don't think there was ever any inclination to do anything else other than to keep Ryan on,
Right.
Because Ryan has that level of respect through the civic organizations throughout the community that people just seek him out. It's a great move, and Randy's visibility up here is unprecedented.
Right.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
Ryan, talk just briefly, because we got to go to break, but talk briefly. The people that are listening that are thinking about buying a car, we've talked so much about Randy and, the respect that we have for him and how he plugs into the community, but talk just a little bit about why your dealership is a place they ought to stop by when they're considering that. Yeah, I want to kind of give you a chance to drop a little mini commercial here, because it really is important that they get that this. It isn't just about a business; it really is about a person. But I want them to hear from you whether a good quality person does put together a good quality product.
And Joe, you touched on it earlier. Just the amount of inventory that we have. I mean, that's one thing. People can come on the lot and see a variety. They can see. They don't have to look at a catalog or look on the internet. They can touch it. They can see that color that they're looking for. They can touch those options that they're looking for. Technology is a huge thing in these cars and trucks these days. So if they can't experience that on their own, you can't sell that out of a catalog. So that means a lot. And also just the matter of fact that we keep our inventory top notch. When I put a used vehicle out on our front line for sale, it's been through the shop for a multi-point inspection. And we got our name on it, and,
which is why David's car is still sitting in the back.
Exactly. and every used car we sell, we do offer some type of warranty on it to the customer. So that's how we stand behind it. So the customers know peace of mind buying a vehicle. Our service department, we just have those extended hours. You're working 9 to 5, and all of a sudden the dealership's closed or the repair shop's closed where you want to go. We're open till 8 p.m. in the evenings for service. So we give that customer options.